Sorry I've not done a video for a few days. I've been doing my permissions for aerial work, which is the CAA permission that you get to fly drones commercially. So that's awesome, but it has been quite time consuming, and so I've not had time to make a video. However, what I have managed to do recently is drive up to Newcastle to do the practical flight assessment. And on the way up I took a couple of short bits of video just comparing and contrasting the charging experience at Superchargers versus DC quick chargers, the other sort of DC quick chargers, so CHAdeMO and CCS. So let's have a look at how I got on at a Supercharger. Let's plug in. And it's that simple. Now let's compare that experience with the charging experience at a typical DC quick charger. Next question is, where is the quick charger? Usually quite easy to spot because they're great big white boxes. But in this case, I'm not quite sure. And there's a nice red Nissan Leaf plugged up and charging. So we're going to do this quickly because one of the disadvantages of these chargers is there's only two at almost all the sites, and although they've got lots and lots of leads, they'll only serve 2 cars at a time. And as there's a Nissan Leaf parked to my right, that means there are now no free quick chargers. Alright, first thing is we've got to remember to take the cards with us. At least it's working. We're a step ahead already. We've got to get the cable out of the back. You might have seen the chunky CHAdeMO from my previous video a few days back. The next part of the process is running this. So we want DC. Already plugged in. And I think we're in business. When you're done, what you have to do is reverse that process. So you press stop on the charger, wave the card, and then you unplug, and don't forget to remove your adapter, otherwise you'll feel very silly when you have to buy a new one. One thing that's quite obvious to me is that Tesla are, as far as I can tell, more or less the only company that truly understands the needs of electric car drivers going long distances. And you can see that in the distribution of their charge points and the ease with which you can hook up your car and get charging, and the number of stalls at each location, and the reliability. It doesn't matter which metric you look at, Tesla just does it the right way. And if companies like Audi or Porsche or VW want to get in on the sort of, or GM for that matter, want to get in on the longer range EVs and really make a success of them, what they're going to need to do is they're going to need to learn from Tesla about what works and what doesn't work when it comes to long range EV charging. Because the thing is, people don't use it all the time, but they need to be able to use it. Otherwise, they're not going to want to buy a car that will do 90% or 95% of their journeys. What do they do for the other 5%? You know, some people will be willing to rent and take a bus and take a train and all the rest of it, but for most people, they will go, well, I bought a car to do that extra 5%. I did it to do the whole thing. You know, I don't want a car that can only do some of the jobs I need it to do. At least at the moment, that's just not a compromise that people are used to making. They don't have to make it with their petrol and diesel cars, so why should they pay more for an electric vehicle that is fundamentally a compromise? Right, I hope you found today's video interesting. Remember to hit subscribe and the like button, and there'll be more episodes coming up shortly. Round. Oh dear, they're not here, are they? There's supposed to be some quick chargers here, so if there aren't, I don't know where they've gone.